What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Bitcoin with the ticker symbol BTC/USD. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. Remember that if you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate all those who already subscribed and liked my videos. Just a reminder that this video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So it looks like Bitcoin is starting to look more bullish. You see, when it came back to test this $33,000 level, ever since then we've been going up. So is this the bottom? Was that the bottom for Bitcoin, or are we going to still see lower prices? Well, let's take a look at the chart. So you can see that when Bitcoin made an all-time high here, we started a downtrend, and eventually we had to break outside of the downtrend. But normally we usually get a retest of the previous low, which is back here. You can see that this massive red candle lows were right here at the $40,222 level. So the price action was way up here, and then we made the first leg down. So we made that new low, but usually we can do it in two legs. So that was the second leg right there. So right when we reached that area, the price action reversed, and then we finally got above the EMA. So before, the EMA was acting as overhead resistance. Even if price action did get above it, it was only temporary, and there was no bullish fighting going on. It was just temporary. We found resistance here again. We broke down, and then we slowly started to work our way back up. So in the textbook, when we have a channel and two legs down to a new low, that pretty much marks the end of the downtrend. So usually we see a reversal or at least some sideways action. It's kind of just a pause in the trend. So this looks very good. However, it all depends on what Bitcoin wants to do around this level right here. Right around this $40,000 level is going to be key, and I'm going to show you why. So if I put a horizontal line right there, right around this $40,500 level, you can see that over here is acting as resistance. Price action came through it, came back, found some type of support, and then we continued higher. And then price action came back down to test it right here. We bounced from it, and then we broke down with this big red candle. And then once we broke down, we reached the measure move, and then we slowly started to trend back up. And then there was a big green candle that came in to push right above the previous support. And then we broke through it, and now we're coming back to probably test it. So if we get a bounce here, then this could be a very good sign for Bitcoin where we can see higher prices. So it's a potential channel in play. You can see if I drag this up right here, this looks like the new uptrend channel that Bitcoin could be forming. So we are pulling back to the support side and the EMA and a previous support level. So as long as Bitcoin finds some type of support here, I think we could see higher prices. And how much higher? Well, we could probably reach the maybe back up to the $46,000 level, maybe even surpass that. We'll have to wait and see, but it's just like I said before, it just depends on what Bitcoin wants to do right around this $40,000 level. If we stay above it and find support, we're probably going to continue to trend higher. However, if we break down through it, we're probably going to go back down to the lows of this downtrend, right around this $33,000 level, and we might even exceed it. So there is a bullish and bearish case, and they're kind of even, because you can see that this downtrend, if I make it shallower instead of the yellow trend that's more at an angle, if I make this green downtrend shallower, where it also fits the price action very nicely, this would be the first break outside the channel. So just like we got the first break right here, this is the same thing that we're getting right now. So we could see two legs down to a new low. So we won't know until the price action develops on the chart. It's just like the game Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if you guys ever heard that before, where there's about 20 to 24 blank spaces on the screen, and then every second a new letter starts to form, and then you might be guessing the wrong phrase, but eventually when there's more and more letters on the screen, you're more and more confident on what word it could be. So same thing with the price action. So right now, some letters are starting to be revealed, and we don't know exactly which way the price action wants to go until it's more apparent. And it'll be more apparent when we get a bounce from this level and we continue to trend higher. Then I'll be like, okay, we're definitely in this uptrend instead of what possibly could just be a correction where we can just continue lower. So we won't know until we find some type of support over here and then continue higher. So if we do continue lower, like I said before in my previous Bitcoin video, this would be the first leg down right here. And then if I drag this arrow over to the top of the correction before the downtrend resumed, the target on the downside is at the $25,000 level. So the downside target makes a lot of sense, especially since it looks like Bitcoin was or is still inside of this range pattern. You can see right around this $30,000 level is some type of strong support, and resistance is right at the $65,000 level. So it looks like some price bars are outside of this green channel, and that's a breakout side, which normally can lead to a breakout side on the opposite side of the range. And if we do that, it's right where the measured move is. And it would make sense because pretty sure there's a lot of longs who have the stop losses here. Usually they'll move it up when they're in profit. So if someone enters over here, they'll put the stop loss right here to lock in profits. So I'm pretty sure a lot of longs are locking in the profits right here. So I think the market wants to come to take their Bitcoin or to stop them out. So we have to wait and see where the market develops in the coming days and weeks, but we are coming to a inflection point where we could either go down a lot, or we could just say bye-bye to these lower prices and continue higher. So we don't know. I'm not 100% sure which way we're going to go. Like I said before, it just depends on how the market develops and how it reacts to the price levels. But you know my analysis on what has happened so far and what could potentially happen. So if we find some type of support at this $40,000 level, we're probably going to continue higher, maybe back up to the $50,000 level. That's definitely possible. Let me go and clean up the chart a little bit. So like I said, if we do bounce from the right around that $40,000 level, let me go and drag this down a little bit. And then let's just do a measured move. So this will be one whole leg up. And if we come back to that $40,000 level and bounce and continue higher, then we could possibly reach the, like I said, the $52,000 level. But if we continue lower, then that $25,000 target is getting more and more appealing for the shorts. So just all depends on this $40,000 level, because right now it kind of looks like we could potentially be making an inverse head and shoulders also. You can see that the shoulder right here, this is a head, and potentially when it comes back over here, that could be the shoulder. So something like this is playing out, which is kind of like a reversal pattern, because now the structure has changed for the downtrend, because now it's making a higher low and we could potentially make higher highs. So that's what an inverse head and shoulders looks like. So we could be potentially making that right here, but we won't know until we see it happen, and then we'll be more certain. So it could go both ways, but it just depends on what it wants to do around this $40,000 level. If we break through it, come back, find resistance, most likely we're just going to drop down a lot. If we come to it, we bounce, most likely we're probably going to continue to trend higher. So we'll have to wait and see. So let's go and wrap this up on the weekly chart. So I am very bullish long term on Bitcoin, but if you're an investor, you want to pick up as much Bitcoin as you can with the amount of money that you can spare. So if you have $1,000, you want to get 0.2 Bitcoin instead of 0.1. So it's always better to find the right entering opportunities in the market. So right now we have fallen a good amount. You can see we have fallen 38%, where previously it was 50%, which is even more better. But obviously in the long term, Bitcoin is most likely going to continue higher just because there's a strong belief in it. So let's take a look at the range. Like I said before, this is the lows of the range right around this $31,000, $30,000 level, and this looks like the resistance at the $63,000, $65,000 level. So it looks like we did have a little failed breakout right here, which could lead to a failed breakout here, or we could come up short about the same amount, which looks like we already did. So if we continue higher, then we probably won't get that failed breakout. But if we continue lower, then it's probably the pattern probably wants to complete and get that fail breakout on this side. So we'll have to wait and see. You can see the resistance from the EMA is still in play. We got rejected here, and this week looks kind of bearish. It looks like a tail bar, kind of like what we had over here. Or let me see, not a lot of tail bars here, but you know what I'm talking about, where we have a lot of just stem and just a small body that's closing on its low. So that's a tail bar. It looks like it's getting rejected from those higher levels. So on the weekly chart, it looks like the bearish case will play out more likely than the bullish one. We'll have to wait and see though. We could turn around right here, right around that $40,000 level. We could see higher prices. So it just depends on what Bitcoin wants to do very soon. So we'll wait and see. But that's all I have for Bitcoin. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised at what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel, since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.